Attention everyone! Have you ever opened a bag of plums expecting a sweet and juicy treat, only to find them all shriveled and dry? It's disappointing, isn't it? We've all been there, looking at those sad, wrinkled plums, wondering if there's any hope left for them. But wait, don't throw them away. There's no need to worry. In this video, we'll show you 3 easy ways to save your dried out plums. Stay tuned to learn how to bring them back to life, make them delicious with sugar syrup, and achieve perfectly tender plums every time. We're talking juicy, flavorful, and ready to enhance your dishes. So grab your aprons and let's get started. Let's start with the simplest method of reviving dried out plums: soaking. This isn't just a quick dip in water. We're going to rehydrate these plums thoroughly. First, grab a bowl. Make sure it's large enough to hold the plums. A larger bowl is preferable. Fill the bowl with warm water. The water should be comfortably warm, not boiling. Gently place the dried plums into the water. Handle them with care. Make sure all the plums are submerged. You may need to place something over the plumes to keep them submerged, like a plate or bowl. Now wait for 30 minutes to an hour. Patience is key here. Trust the process. Let the plums soak for up to an hour. The warm water will rehydrate the plums. This soaking technique works for other dried fruits too. It can be used for apricots, dates, figs, and more. Soaking can revive them all. Dried fruits absorb moisture like sponges. Warm water restores their plump texture. After 30 minutes, check the plums. Carefully take one out and squeeze it gently. It should feel softer and plumper. The skin should be smooth. If the plums are still firm, soak them longer. Give them a few more minutes. Monitor them to avoid oversoaking. Once satisfied, remove the plums and pat them dry. Now you have rehydrated plums, ready to eat. Use them for snacking, breakfast, or baking. They are great in tarts or cakes. Add them to salads for extra sweetness. You can also add them to muffins, bread, cookies, and cakes for added moisture and flavor. Use them in savory dishes like stews, tagines, and roasts. If you want to take those dried out plums to the next level, this method will do just that. Plus, it's simple and effective. We're going to make them delicious with a basic sugar syrup. This is so yummy. First, grab a clean saucepan. Use a sturdy, reliable pan that can handle heat well. A good pan ensures even cooking and prevents issues. Chop the rehydrated plums into smaller pieces. Combine the chopped plums and 1 cup of water. Bring to a boil over medium heat, then reduce to a simmer. Cook until the plums are soft and have released their juices, about 20 to 30 minutes. Use a fine mesh strainer or cheesecloth to strain the plum mixture into a bowl, pressing down to extract as much juice as possible. Ensure there are no grainy bits. The syrup should be smooth. Return the strained juice to the pot. Add 2 to 3 cups of sugar. You may need to adjust the sugar based on your desired sweetness. Bring to a gentle boil, stirring constantly to dissolve the sugar. As the sugar dissolves, the mixture will become a shiny syrup. Continue to boil until the mixture thickens to your desired consistency, about 10 to 15 minutes. The kitchen will fill with a sweet, fruity aroma. This is my favorite part. I love filling my kitchen with the smells of sweetness. Plum syrup is incredibly versatile and can be used in many delicious ways. Some of my favorites are pancakes, ice cream, yogurt, and cheesecake. You can also use it in cocktails for a unique and fruity flavor. Keep the leftover pulp to make homemade fruit leathers. Use a blender or food processor to puree the cooked fruit pulp until smooth. If desired, add sugar and lemon juice to taste. Spread the puree on a baking sheet with parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Pour the fruit puree onto the sheet and spread it evenly to about 1/8-inch thickness. Preheat your oven to the lowest setting, usually around 140 degrees Fahrenheit to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the baking sheet in the oven and dry the fruit for 6 to 8 hours, or until it is no longer sticky to the touch and peels away easily from the parchment paper. Allow the fruit leather to cool completely. Once cooled, peel it off the parchment paper and cut it into strips or desired shapes. Roll the fruit leather in parchment paper or plastic wrap and store in an airtight container. It can be kept at room temperature for up to a month or in the refrigerator for longer storage. A food dehydrator works well for this also. Now, for those of you who prefer a lighter touch, we have the steaming method. This method is perfect for those who want to preserve the delicate essence of the fruit. This technique is all about preserving the natural flavors of the plums while gently coaxing them back to their plump and juicy selves. It's a method that respects the fruit's integrity. Grab your trusty steaming basket. This will be your main tool for this gentle cooking process. If you don't have one, don't worry. There are always alternatives. A simple metal colander placed over a pot of boiling water will do the trick. It's a handy substitute that works just as well. Fill the pot with enough water to come up just below the bottom of the steaming basket or colander. This ensures the plums are steamed, not boiled. We don't want the plums sitting in water, just basking in the gentle heat of the steam. This is crucial for achieving the perfect texture. Bring the water to a rolling boil over high heat. The vigorous boiling will generate the steam we need. The steam will start to rise, creating a warm environment for our plums to soften and rehydrate in. Now carefully arrange your dried plums in the steaming basket, making sure they're not overcrowded. Overcrowding can lead to uneven cooking. We want the steam to circulate evenly around each plum, ensuring they cook through perfectly. This even distribution is key. Place the steaming basket over the pot of boiling water, cover with a lid, and reduce the heat to medium. Now, we wait. Patience is part of the process. The steam will work its magic, gently plumping up those plums and infusing them with moisture. It's a slow and steady transformation. Steaming time will vary depending on the size and dryness of your plums, but generally, 5 to 10 minutes should do the trick. Keep an eye on them. Don't be afraid to give them a gentle poke with a fork to check for doneness. This helps ensure they're just right. You'll know the plums are ready when they're plump and tender, and their skins are smooth and glistening. The aroma will be sweet and fruity. Carefully remove the steaming basket from the pot and transfer the plums to a plate to cool slightly. Handle with care to avoid burns. The steam will be hot. Safety first. These steamed plums are incredibly versatile. They can be used in a variety of dishes. They make a delicious and healthy snack on their own, or you can add them to yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothies for a boost of flavor and nutrition. The possibilities are endless. They're also fantastic in savory dishes. Their sweetness can complement a range of flavors. Chopped steamed plums add a touch of sweetness and acidity to salads, salsas, and chutneys. They bring a unique twist to these dishes, and they pair well with roasted pork or duck. The combination is simply mouth-watering. Each method offers its own unique benefits. Whether you prefer the simplicity of soaking, the indulgence of sugar syrup, or the gentle touch of steaming, there's a method here for everyone. Enjoy experimenting and finding your favorite. Whether soaking, simmering in syrup, or gently steaming, handle the plums with care. Have you tried any of these methods of reviving your dried plums? Or do you have tips that you would like to share? Is this your first time trying these methods? Leave a comment below, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, happy cooking!